Hello everybody, and welcome back to another blind commentary of Outer The Last Airbender Season 2 Episode 10. And this is the 30th episode. We are halfway through the second season, so that'll be interesting. The episode title is The Library. I don't know, let's just get to it. Hopefully I fixed the audio issue. The audio issue is better, hopefully, I don't know. That's what I hope. I don't know. It's really hard to get the balance just right so that I can still hear it, but it doesn't bleed over to the microphone that much.
Only the Avatar, master of all four elements, could stop.
But I hope this will suffice.
He vanished. 100 years passed and my brother and I discovered the new Avatar.
This is actually a halfway point of the series, so that's kind of... That's rather fun.
Before he's ready to save anyone.
I hope the copyright strike will be over soon, so I could actually finally just upload the freaking videos. Us. One.
Previously on Avatar.
They have started to do this thing a lot.
Library. I tore through scroll after scroll.
Okay.
You did it! You're an earthbender.
Oh, they're probably going to go search for those scrolls of Earthbender or something. I don't know.
Its power to finish the war once and for all. You must defeat the Fire Lord before the comet arrives.
Of course, of course. The library. I wonder.
What's out here?
A lot, actually. There's hundreds of little... Shh. I know you can see underground, but don't ruin the surprise. Just watch. Yeah! I'm putting an orchestra together.
Cute.
Orchestra, huh? Well, la-dee-da. This is great and all, but don't we have more important things to worry about? We should be making plans.
We did make plans. We're all taking many vacations.
There's no time for vacations.
I'm learning the elements as fast as I can. I practice hard every day with Toph and Katara. I've been training my arrow off.
Yeah, what's wrong with having a little fun in our downtime?
Even if you do master all of the elements, then what? It's not like we have a map of the Fire Nation. Should we just head west until we reach the Fire Lord's house? Knock, knock. Hello, Fire Lord? Anybody home? I don't think so. We need some intelligence if we're gonna win this war.
All right, we'll finish our vacations and then we'll look for Sokka's intelligence.
Your turn, Katara. Where would you like to go on your mini vacation?
How about the Misty Palms Oasis? That sounds refreshing.
Oh yeah, I've been there. It's a pristine natural ice spring, and I usually don't use the word pristine. It's one of nature's wonders. Must have changed ownership since I was here.
Of course, it's been 100 years, so... Those people look rather ragged. Good health. Nice teeth. That's how you take care of your teeth. You punch them out. Really? Using ice for... like... is that ice or is that stone, I wonder?
I don't see anything wrong with having one of those fruity beverages while we plan our strategy. Excuse me.
No worries. I clean up easy.
You're a living relic.
Thanks. I try.
An air nomad right in front of me.
Professor Zay, head of anthropology at Ba Sing Se University. Tell me, which of the air temples do you hail from?
The Southern Temple.
Oh, splendid! Now tell me, what was the primary agricultural product of your people?
Are fruit pies an agricultural product?
Oh, truly fascinating. That is one for the journal.
So, Professor, you're obviously a well-traveled guy. Do you
Well,
have
he's
a more
crazy.
current map? Ours seems to be a little dated.
Certainly.
What, no Fire Nation? Doesn't anybody have a good map of that place?
You've made a lot of trips into the desert.
All in vain, I'm afraid. I've found lost civilizations all over the Earth Kingdom, but I haven't managed to find the crown jewel. Wan Shi Tong's library.
You spent years walking through the desert to find some guy's library?
This library is more valuable than gold, little lady. It is said to contain a vast collection of knowledge, and knowledge is priceless.
Knowledge is power, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe.
According to legend, it was built by the great knowledge spirit Wan Shi Tong with the help of his
Knowledge spirit.
seekers.
Oh, so this spirit has...
Actually, that makes a surprisingly lot of sense. Like, I don't know, the episode doesn't actually engage me just yet, but that actually makes a lot of sense. Like, since spirits are a very real thing, it's very reasonable to think that there are spirits that just come and grant you knowledge. I don't know, that's actually rather interesting that there would be some kind of those kinds of spirit that just give boons to the mortal people. That's actually a rather interesting fact.
attractive
Continue.
assistants, huh?
I think he means they look like actual foxes, Sokka.
You're both right. Handsome little creatures. Wan Shi Tong and his knowledge seekers collected books from all over the world and put them on display for mankind to read, so that we might better ourselves.
If this place has books from all over the world, do you think they've got info on the Fire Nation? A map, maybe?
I wouldn't know. But if such a thing exists,
That'll probably be
it's in Wan
very
Shi Tong's
outdated.
library.
Then it's settled. Aang, I do believe it's my turn. I'd like to spend my vacation at the library!
Hey, what about me? When do I get to pick?
You gotta work here a little longer before you qualify for vacation time.
Of course, there's the matter of finding it.
That's
I've
rather
made several trips into the Siwang Desert
mean.
and almost died each time. I'm afraid that desert's impossible to cross.
Professor, would you like to see our sky bison?
A sky bison? You actually have one?
That's awesome.
Shoo! Away from the bison!
Bisons. Did did I see that correctly? Did that Bender did that guy just like create a little sand tornado that propelled the ship forward? That's what? Excuse me for that slight interruption, and let's just continue. I realize I have been pausing a lot more recently, but whatever.
Tell me, Sky Bison, are you the last of your breed? Oh, delightful! I only wish I spoke his tongue. Oh, the stories this beast could tell. Shush, Chatty Monkey.
Wow. Shouldn't be too hard to find a place like this out here.
No, it's definitely just worn out, so it is difficult.
Does this place even exist?
Some say it doesn't.
Shouldn't you have mentioned that before?
That's really... There's something strange with, like, Toph's feet.
That's what it will sound like when one of you spots it.
It shouldn't
That's
be
kind
as
of
hard
funny.
to spot a giant ornate building from the air.
Down there. What's that?
Okay.
Forget it. It's obviously not what we're looking for. The building in this drawing is enormous.
Oh, bother. You do realize it's been literally centuries since, or
What kind of animal is that?
decades since it has been seen.
I think that was one of the knowledge seekers. Oh, we must be close to the library.
No. This is the library. Look!
Genius.
It's completely buried.
but you can still probably get inside of it. So
The library is buried? My life's ambition is now full of sand. Well, time to start excavating.
well, he's crazy.
Actually, that won't be necessary. The inside seems to be completely intact. And it's huge.
That fox thingy went in through a window. I say we climb up there and give it a look.
I say you
Or
guys go ahead without me.
You've got something against libraries?
I've held books before, and I gotta tell you, they don't exactly do it for me.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Let me know if they have something you can listen to.
or you could just, you know, open the
Don't worry,
wall.
buddy. I'm not making you go underground ever again. You stay out here with Toph.
What's up?
I do love like the Dolph's tomboyish attitude. She's definitely one of my favorite tomboys. So
The spirit spared no expense in designing this place. Look at those beautiful buttresses. What's funny?
Nothing. We just like architecture.
As do I. My word! The exquisite mosaic handiwork of this tile-rendered avian symbol. Nice owl.
nice owl. That's a big one.
I know you're back there.
Hello, I'm Professor Zay, head of anthropology at Ba Sing Se
He's
University.
gonna die.
You should leave the way you came. Unless you want to become a stuffed head of anthropology.
Interesting.
Are you the spirit who brought this library to the physical world?
Indeed. I am one Shi-Tung, he who knows 10,000 things. And you are obviously humans, which, by the way, are no longer permitted in my study.
What do you have against humans?
Humans only bother learning things to get the edge on other humans. Like that firebender who came to this place a few years ago, looking to destroy his enemy. So, who are you trying to destroy?
What? No destroying. We're not into that.
Then why have you come here?
Knowledge for knowledge's sake?
If you're going to lie to an all-knowing spirit being, you should at least put some effort into it.
I'm not lying. I'm here with the Avatar, and he's the bridge between our worlds. He'll vouch for me.
Ow. Yeah, I'll vouch. We will not abuse the knowledge in your library, good spirit. You have my word.
Very well. I'll let you peruse my vast collection. On
Interesting.
one condition. To prove your worth as scholars, you have to contribute some worthwhile knowledge.
Please accept this tome as a donation to your library.
First edition. Very nice.
I have an authentic waterbending scroll.
Oh, these illustrations are quite stylish.
I do quite like this guy.
Oh, I know.
I suppose that counts.
Oh, great spirit. Check this out. Ta-da! It's a special dot. That counts as knowledge.
You're not very bright, are you?
You're not very smart,
Enjoy the
are you?
library.
That spirit is that is
Bright enough to fool you.
very interesting. Very.
So, you like flying? Of course,
Okay.
I'm more comfortable on the ground where I can see. Well, I don't see the way you do. I feel the vibrations in the ground with my feet, but the sand is so loose and shifty, it makes everything look fuzzy.
Not that there's anything wrong with fuzzy.
That must be rather difficult for her to see. Interesting.
Hey, look at these weird lion turtle things.
seem weirder.
Aang, did you know in a past life you were left-handed?
I always knew I was special.
Oh, come on, dude. That's...
The darkest day in Fire Nation history. It's got a date at the top, but it doesn't say anything else.
Oh boy.
Sokka, where are you going?
I want to know what happened to the Fire Nation on their darkest day. This could be promising.
Oh, that's...
Information on the Fire Nation should be right up here.
Firebenders.
They destroyed everything having to do with the Fire Nation.
That's so unfair! Just when I think I'm one step ahead of the Fire Nation, it turns out they beat us here a long time ago. I need to know what happened on the darkest day. Hello, little weird fox guy. Seems it's trying to assist you. Sure. I guess I'll follow you.
I have quite a few things I now I actually want to talk about, so let me just write those down. What is that? What the heck is that? Also, that fox is incredibly clever, and that is quite fancy. That looks
This room is a true
cool.
marvel, a mechanical wonder. It's a planetarium that shows the heavens moving.
This is beautiful, but how is it helpful?
Maybe these dials represent dates and times. Sokka, try entering that date from the parchment you took.
Shh, Katara! Not in front of the fox, he's with the owl.
Interesting. Are they gonna get like a vision? Hologram projection?
Wow, I gotta hand it to you, Sokka. You picked the best mini vacation, for sure.
Hey, wait, what happened to the sun?
Great, you must have broken it.
It's not broken. The sun is behind the moon. It's a solar eclipse. It's literally the darkest day in Fire Nation history. Now I get it. Something awful happened on that day. I don't know what, but I do know why. Firebenders lose their bending during a solar eclipse. Sorry.
That makes sense. I mean,
Indeed.
think of what the lunar eclipse at the North Pole did to the waterbenders. This is huge.
Fine. You earned it. We've got to get this information to the Earth King at Ba Sing Se. We'll wait for the next eclipse, then we'll invade the Fire Nation when they're totally helpless. The Fire Lord is going down!
Mortals are so predictable and such terrible liars.
Well, that was actually rather obvious that they would be lying, but rather
You
trusting
betrayed
spirits.
my trust. From the beginning, you intended to
Interesting.
misuse this knowledge for evil purposes.
You don't understand! If anyone's evil, it's the Fire Nation. You saw what they did to your library. They're destructive and dangerous. We need this information.
You think you're the first person to believe their war was justified? Countless others before you have come here, seeking weapons or weaknesses or battle strategies.
We had no choice.
I'm actually going to give here a little interesting quote that I have like picked up from God damn, I can't remember the name of the writer, but it's the fact that in war both sides justify their actions by declaring it is good. The attacking nation declares that it is coming to spread good and rid the evil rulers of the nation, and the defenders justify their action by God, I'm just butchering this quote. The defenders justify their aggression by saying that they are protecting the nation from the evil attackers. So each side believes that they are doing good, while in the meantime they are both are just doing evil because they are doing their in a war, and war, there's nothing good about war. Both sides lose. So that's very interesting. I don't know. I'm gonna like give here a quick little thing about the, like the fact of absolute pacifism is actually very interesting. And I very much like to support that idea, like on the basic principle that you can, by punishing a murderer with murder, you are not stopping the murdering, but you are indeed doubling it. So that's actually very interesting. And that's actually a little side theme they have, like actually brought up here quite often, like that there are no one side to the war, and there is no blatant evil in the war. And that's actually one of my favorite things about the show, that they portray everyone as having both good and bad in them. I'm sorry, let's just continue.
We're just desperate to protect the people we love.
And now, I am going to protect what I love.
Mind wipe?
What are you doing?
I'm taking my knowledge back.
Oh.
No one will ever abuse it again.
He's sinking the building. We've got to get out of here.
I'm afraid I can't allow that. You already know too much.
That's unfortunate. That's rather strange. Well, not strange behavior for Spirit, it's understandable, but rather douchey, I'd say.
I told you, I don't want to snuggle.
Don't want to snuggle.
Library sinking! Library sinking!
Well, now. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, that's... I'm just gonna... I have already paused the video enough times.
Great knowledge, Spirit! I beg you, do not destroy your vast collection of priceless tomes!
That is a cool vacuum power. Ow! That's mean.
Gotta get back to the surface.
Sokka, let's go!
But we still don't know when the next eclipse is gonna happen.
Don't be stupid. We'll find out later.
No, we won't. If we leave this place, we'll never get the information. And come with me to the planetarium. I need cover. Katara, take Momo and get out of here. Go!
Hurry, Sokka!
No. That's interesting. But this is just blatantly abusing the knowledge, so... Also, that's a pretty badass moment for Toph.
What is it now?
Okay. This is freaking Mad Max over here.
Who is there?
Why are we doing this?
Because if this calendar can tell us about eclipses in the past, then maybe it can project when the next one will be.
You can't possibly check every single date.
I don't have to. We just need to check every day before Sozin's comet arrives. Because after that, well, try not to think about that.
Interesting. That's an adequate plan, I have to say, but I bet the Fire Lord is just going to destroy the moon, like just blatantly destroy it by firing a huge blast at it. I bet.
That's it! The solar eclipse! It's just a few months away. Got it! Now let's get to Ba Sing Se.
Of course. I don't know. I'm still pretty certain that they cannot actually use that very effectively, and they are just going to get freaking... the moon is going to be destroyed. That's interesting.
Don't make me put this down!
Gosh.
Stop sinking! No! I'm sorry, Appa.
Great spirit of knowledge, please do not kill. I think
At
they
least
can.
I'll have one specimen to add to my collection.
That's a very interesting creature, I must say.
Your waterbending won't do you much good here. I've studied northern water style, southern water style, even foggy swamp style.
Oh, that is cool.
That's called Sokka style. Learn it.
No, that wasn't as cool as you hoped, but...
Wait! Professor, let's go!
I'm not leaving. I can't. I've spent too long trying to find this place. There's not another collection of knowledge like this on Earth. I could spend an eternity in here.
Just go!
That's a Logia field, so... Logiophile. Heh. I don't know. That is an interesting professor. Thoth is just badass. That's
We
awesome.
got it! There's a solar eclipse coming. The Fire Nation's in trouble now.
Where's Appa?
Alrighty. So that was an interesting episode. That's very interesting. This episode had a lot of information. Not a lot of happened, but it doesn't require a lot of events for it to be interesting. This wasn't as entertaining episode as I would have liked, but it certainly had a lot of interesting ideas, and it definitely provoked a lot of interest in me. I'm actually very interested about this. Like, I had a lot of promise in there. I have one thing I'm gonna talk about soon, but like, this episode was actually very interesting. I gave a go, pretty clear goal actually. I don't know. I want to say I liked it, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. It just like not a lot of happened, you know. There wasn't that much of things that just happened, so it was kind of boring and uneventful. But there was a lot of information we gained from this, so that's very good, and I do very much enjoy that, and I appreciate that we have given this sort of information, and it's very well foreshadowed. Like in the halfway of the series, we have this. Well, they're probably going to attack during the finale of the season, and they're going to fail. Very likely. Because... or they're just going to attack in the next season, I don't know. Either one. I wonder what the finale is going to be like already, because I have no idea. Since I know that there's still one more season incoming, like, I don't know. It'll be interesting. It had a lot of stuff, like, so, I mean, or no, actually it didn't have a lot of stuff, so, like, not a lot of happened. Nothing really happened, not that much happened in this episode, and that's very unfortunate, should I say. I kind of wanted more. I don't know. I was left unsatisfied. I hope I don't get mauled for this. Then there's this one topic I wanted to actually talk about, which is the concept that in the Avatar universe, the animals have a lot of influence. Like, animals are a very important part of the Avatar world. Like, there are many different animals, and especially like, well, the air bison probably were the first airbenders. The earth moles were earth moles? Badger moles. They were the first earthbenders. Bison were the first airbenders. Dragons probably were the first firebenders, but I don't know. I don't even know if they've been mentioned yet, but that's just a feeling I get. I wonder what was the first waterbender, though. Fish, probably, but whatever. And it's actually like, there are so many different animals that are just fantasy, and they're just creations, like, created by combining two races. And they're done rather magnificently. Like, they are very... I don't know how sustainable they would be and how easily they could survive in the nature, but they would be rather interesting to see those kinds of hybrids that we've seen throughout the series already. And they are very interesting to look at, and they look pretty cool and cute. So I really do like how big of an importance the animals have in this show. It's very cool. Well, the most important or interesting thing we have here is like, I want to kind of discuss about this a bit more, but like, whatever. The spirits in the series are like, the spirits have so much influence. It's very interesting that the world has like two sides, and that is the physical world and the spiritual world. And I'm not entirely sure whether the spirits, well, they can clearly manifest in the physical world, like we've seen with that spirit of the forest, that panda guy, and now we've seen with the spirit of knowledge. And that's very interesting, that ideas have manifested into spirit form, and that's very interesting since they are definitely powerful beings and they have a lot of influence, and they are very interesting. I very much like the mysticism that they bring into the show. Like, the spirits are very interesting part of the show, and they are by no means a part of the show that you can take away, because they are very integral to the plot, since the spirit world actually kind of holds the essence of Avatar itself. So I don't know, I'm just rambling. I'm just trying to give out my thoughts. But yeah, the spirits are a very interesting part of this show, and I very much enjoy. My favorite part about this episode was actually like the fact that it was actually the spirit that created the freaking library, and it was a manifestation of knowledge, and that's very interesting. And that spirit was by no means just a ghostly visage in the spirit library, but it was actually a creature in there, and that was very interesting. He was very neutral, to be honest, and his point of view is very understandable. Like, he wants to stop the people from abusing knowledge for murder, and that's very understandable. I explained like I'd like to support absolute pacifism, but that's actually just an unreal dream, and I cannot honestly stand behind that, because that's just not realistic currently. But that's very interesting how pacifistic that spirit was, considering that it appreciated knowledge for the knowledge's sake, and that's a very altruistic purpose, I'd say. Like, it's interesting. Like, for the spirit, knowledge had intrinsic value, and that's very interesting. I don't know. That's a pretty cool fact. Still doesn't salvage the episode for me, but I mean, it wasn't bad, and it was definitely an important episode since we got a goal, and it was very cool, and it's very important goal as well. So I kind of like that part. I don't know. I hope the audio was fine. Okay. Well, I thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Have a great day. Ganmu out.